What's going on YouTube? Timu's here. Here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that are coming out this week, whether it be in theaters, streaming, etc. Alright. Now, not really many bigger stuff coming out this week. Like, we don't really have a Flash coming out. We don't really have, like, a big blockbuster opening. But the major wide release we got out this week is No Hard Feelings. Now, in this, on the brink of losing her childhood home, a desperate woman agrees to date a wealthy couple's awkward 19-year-old son before he leaves for college. Now, this is led by Jennifer Lawrence, who I love Jennifer Lawrence, and she can do comedy pretty well. Like, the one that really, I still remember when she hosted SNL. She nailed it on SNL. She was great in Civil Rights Playbook. I think she's always magnificent, and I think the trailers for this movie has looked hilarious. Between this, Strays, and Joyride, I don't know. Could this be possibly the comeback of the raunchy R-rated comedy? Because I feel like, I know we had some raunchy R-rated comedies before, like Kings of Staten Island and all, but it's been a while since we had a major. Big, of course, Kings of Staten Island mostly got straight to VOD because of the pandemic, but I feel like we hadn't really had like the big studio comedy maybe since Good Boys, I think. So I'm looking forward to check this one out. I'm hoping it's good because the trailers have looked hilarious. You got Matthew Broderick's also in this. Laura Bonetti got some good cast members. So I'm hoping for some good stuff out of this. All right, now we got lots of streaming stuff coming out this week. One of which on Netflix we got the Perfect Kind, Perfect Fine. Everything is at stake for a 40-year-old woman, her career, her ticking biological clock, and her bank account. She risks this off for an intense secret romance with the one person who could destroy her comeback. Now, it does start the likes of Gabrielle Union, who I love Gabrielle Union. You also got the likes of Keith Powers, Gina Torres, T.S. Madison, Niecy Nash, Janet Herbert, who you might know as Vivian from Fresh Prince. Now, got some good cast members in this. The trailer looks horrible. I love Gabrielle Union, but what on earth is she doing with this? I guess, like, has to eat, like, people do have to eat, I guess. But yeah, this just does not look all that great. It looks like a ripoff of that Tara Reid and Ashton Kutcher movie back in 2004 called My Boss's Daughter. I'm definitely getting a bit of that feel to us, but yeah, it does not look all that great. All right. Also out, we got Through My Window Across the Sea, which is a sequel to some other film of the same name called Through My Window. Follows Raquel and Eris as they face challenges in the next chapter of their relationship and their individual lives. I had, it might surprise you, I have not seen the first film, so I saw the preview for this. How this looks like those terrible YA films. Like it looks completely bad. So yeah, I'm not really all that interested in this at all. All right. Also, how yeah, a couple of Netflix stuff premiering on Netflix. We got King of Clones, where from groundbreaking human cloning research to a scandalous downfall, this documentary tells the captivating story of Korea's most notorious scientist. That actually sounds like could be really interesting to check out. Because of course now we are getting lots of AI and cloning stuff, so this could be an interesting doc. All right, we also got something called Make Me Believe, coming to Netflix. A pair of meddling grannies dupe their grown-up grandchildren, into a meet cute that rekindles a childhood crush and past scribbles. That does not look all that good. So yeah. All right. We also got something called Number Jonesy Go coming to Netflix. When an undercover cop is tasked with investigating a historic gold heist in Johannesburg, he's forced to choose between his cold science and the law. I don't really know too much about that, but it could be interesting, I guess. All right, on Disney Plus, we got World's Best, which follows Raj Patel, who is an expert at math, but is also secretly obsessed with his late father's dream of becoming a rap musician. but he almost loses everything in his attempt to achieve multiple goals in life. And actually, the pre for this, it looks really interesting. It does have this act. I can never pronounce his name. Akash. Dukar, I think his name is. He's on that CBS show, Ghosts. He actually played the teacher on Never Have I Ever. He's popped up in some really cool stuff. Like he was a Blind Spotting. He was in the last Barbershop movie. Really funny guy. And the preview for this looks really decent. Looks cute, charming. Feels like an Indian coming of age version of 8 Miles. I'm getting a bit of an 8 Mile vibe there, except if Disney was the one that made it. But it could be interesting to check out. All right. We also got the horror film Unwelcome coming to that will premiere on Shudder. That's that film that this horror film that stars Hannah John Kamen, who played Ghost in Ant Man and the Wasp, and she's coming in Thunderbolts. It also stars Sam Claflin, who I love Sam Claflin. He's always great. If you guys don't know much about the story here, a couple escapes their urban nightmare to Transwilly of rural Ireland, only to hear stories of mysterious creatures who live in the Gonal ancient woods at the foot of their own garden, as as warned by their new neighbors. The creatures come when called to help souls in dire need of rescue, but in crucial to remember that there's always a dear prince to pay for their aid. And I've actually heard some mixed things about this. I've been meaning to watch this, never really had time to, but I'm actually intrigued to check this one out. It looks really creepy. I like Hannah John Kamen. I looked her as Ghost, so I should give this one a go. All right. Also out, we got a movie called God is a Bullet, which is directed by Nick Cassavetes, who is best known for directing movies like The Notebook, Alpha Dog, and this stars the likes of Nicola Casawato, Jamie Foxx, Micah Moreau, Andrew Dice Clay, Jonathan Tucker, and the film follows Detective Bob Hightower, who finds his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife murdered, and his daughter kidnapped by an insidious cult. Hightower takes matters into his own hands and infiltrates the secretive cult to try and save his daughter, with the help of the cult's only female victim, escapee. Case Harden, Hightower, and Harden go down the rabbit hole with the ferryman to save his daughter and find closure for Harden from the cult. And it's Managa leader Cyrus. The preview for this looks really intriguing. You got some good cast members in this. Uh, Nick Cassavetes talk about really interesting filmmaking. He could go do a romantic drama like The Notebook, to a crime drama like Alpha Dog, to something like this. Really wide range of presidents. But you also did that Cameron Diaz and Leslie Mann movie called The Other Woman, which not many people like, but I had a fun time with. So this could be interesting to check out there. Right, also, we got a movie called Sheroes, which stars Isabel Furman from Orphan fame, Sasha Luss, who was in that not so good movie Anna, Wallace Day from Krypton fame, Sky Jackson, of course, from Jesse fame, and you also got Jack Casey, who's also was in Deadpool 2, and he's the new Hellboy in that new Hellboy film coming. When four thick-ass thieves friends arrive in Thailand for a hedonistic adventure, they quickly find themselves in over their heads when one of them gets kidnapped by a notorious drug lord. As they fight to stay alive and protect one another, they employ a unique set of skill in a heart-pumping battle for survival. And I gotta say, the preview for this looks pretty fun. Looks really entertaining. I like some of the action involved in this. I like the cast list. Like the four leads are actually pretty decent. Nice to see Sky Jackson really branching into more of an adult territory film, so it's very weird seeing seeing the little girl from Jesse all grown up and slaying people now. That's interesting, I guess. But yeah, this could be interesting to check out. All right. Also, we got a movie called I Am T Rex, After a power-hungry dinosaur from outside the valley attacks the king of dinosaurs by surprise, a young T Rex escapes and begins to train, vowing never to return until he is the biggest and bravest in all the lands, and finally strong enough to challenge the evil Fang and restore peace to the Green Valley. I love a good dinosaur movie, whether it's live action like Jurassic Park, whether it's animated like The Land Before Time. This was like a rip off of that 2000 dinosaur movie. Remember that? No, remember that dinosaur movie from 2000 called Dinosaur? Definitely feels like a rip off of that. It looks terrible. I mean, this thing's actually coming to VOD, so that says something. The animation style doesn't look great. I don't know who this movie is for, but yeah. All right. Also out, we got a Western movie called Surrounded. Stars Letitia Wright from Black Panther fame, Jamie Bell, Jeffrey Donovan, Brett Gelman, and the late great Michael K. Williams in his final role. It's directed by Anthony Mandler, who directed that Netflix movie Monster. And here's what it's about. 5 years after the end of the Civil War, former soldier disguises herself as a man while traveling west to lay claim on a gold mine. After thieves ambush her stagecoach, she's forced to guard a legendary outlaw while the surviving passengers look for help. A battle of wills ensues, blurring the lines between capture and captive as both try to survive the harsh landscape. And to be honest, a preview for this did not do anything for me. I mean, I love a good western, but this just does not look all that great. I mean, I like Letitia Wright, R.I.P. Mikey K. Williams. He was always terrific. But yeah, this movie did not really like just I have not seen the film yet, but the trailer, yeah, just looks a little boring. Just does not really know where it want to be and all. But maybe the movie is good. Who knows? Just I did not care much for the trailer. All right. We also got a documentary called South Beach Shark Club. From dinosaurs to sharks. Interviews, anecdotes, and archival footage offer colorful tales of daredevil shark hunters in 1970s Miami Beach, Florida. And the brief for this looks interesting. I love a good shark, anything shark related, and this is pretty much about like fishermen's, you know, fishing out sharks. So that's interesting. They of course tell their stories. It could be interesting to check out. All right, we also got something called Coyote, a story of forbidden love in a dystopian future where teleportation technology and enables two refugees to escape genocide when they trust the wrong back ally teleport. Katrina and Anna are separated in a desperate attempt to be reunited, and herons are entwined in an insidious human trafficking ring involving corrupt politicians. That actually looks really intriguing. I don't know too much about the actors involved, but this could be interesting to check out. All right, also out we got a movie called Mad Holiday, which man, if I didn't have to work this today, I probably would see this because the preview for this looks cool. It's actually playing at Fathom Events if you guys are interested. But Mad Holiday, about Swiss Mountain Girl Holiday, is all grown up and goes on a crusade against a megalomaniac cheese magnate after her boyfriend is killed for illegal trading. The preview for this looks really intriguing. Definitely has a bit of a grindhouse feel to it. The action looks cool. It looks very bloody, gory. I kind of want to check this one out. All right. And we also got a couple of documentaries premiering. We also got another documentary called Clean, an insight into the world of trauma cleaning through the journey of a larger-than-life business owner, Sandra Pankhurst, and the workers of Melbourne's capitalized cleaning services. That actually looks really intriguing. Check out. Oh, we got something called Here is Better. Male and female veterans turn to clinically effective trauma psychotherapy to overcome the debilitating effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, that actually looks like we really intriguing. Check out. Looks very intense. It looks like, of course, this does include like the veterans all talk about their experience and that's one reason why I could never go to war. I mean, I do not know if I could really deal with something like that, to be honest. Yeah. But it is something that they do have to go through, and it's really terrible. All right, we also got something called Desperate Souls, Desperate Dark, and The Legend of the Midnight Cowboy. Now, this is actually one I'm really interested in. The film follows a behind-the-scenes odyssey to get Midnight Cowboy produced, as well as the tumultuous era in which the movie was released and embraced. Now, of course, the original film, which won Best Picture, starred Dustin Hoffman and John Voight. It was actually X-rated, which even they've said in the trailer like there was no way like this thing could have been X-rated. Like that did not make much sense, but. And this looks intriguing. It has like interviews by the original film's director, John Voight, and also I'm intrigued to check this one out when it premieres or whenever I get a chance to. All right, we got another documentary called The Last Rider, which is directed by Alex Holmes, who's best known for directing documentaries like House of Saddam, The Lance Armstrong Story, Maiden, and it's about American cyclist Greg LeMond wins the 1989 Tour de France to complete one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. Now that looks really intriguing. I don't really know too much about like Greg Lamont's life or anything, but this does look like an interesting documentary to check out. So that could be really intriguing. All right. We also got some other stuff like we got Kings of LA, about a young man at a critical point in his life struggles to navigate through the social economic ills and temptations of his community at the demographics as the demographics and culture shifts around him. South Central LA is now a divided city, and everyone wants a piece of it. It stars Stevie J and Paul J. Parker, and this preview kind of looks like something that could easily have been in the 90s. Like, yeah, but it does not look all that great. Definitely looks like a ripoff of those 90s hood movies and stuff like Juice or I don't know, Hoodlum. Definitely getting a bit of that feel to it. This just doesn't look good to me. All right, we also got a movie called I'll Show You Mine, about an author who sits down to interview her beguiling pansexual nephew, Nick, for a new book about his history as a model. Now, this stars actress Porna Jagannathan, who is best known for playing Davy's mother on the Netflix hit series Never Have I Ever. She's really good on that show. And she looks great in this. This looks really cute, charming. So, I mean, it's literally a story about a therapist and her client. That's literally what we get in this, but could be interesting to check out. All right, we also got something called Heighten. Following a mental breakdown, a young woman must return home to Maine for treatment. After she is unwillingly thrust into nature, she finds unexpected solace in the company of a neurotic park ranger who is dealing with issues of his own. And the preview for this solace boring. I mean, I did not really get much out from this, so not really all that interested. Check that one out. All right, we also got something called the Country Club. Farcical coming-of-age comedy about teen golfers competing in a country club's junior tournament. It stars Elaine Hendricks and some other folks like Alexis Zell, Steve Higgins. The brief for this looks really decent. Looks fun. Looks like it could be fun. So here we go, I guess. All right. We also got a comedy called Maximum Truth about a documentary crew follows politician Griffith Rick Klugman as he teams with his sketchy buddy Simon to take down a rival congressman candidate. It is led by Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner fame, as well as Ike Barinholtz from Neighbors fame. It also stars Kernan Shipka, Mia Serafino, Brenda Coe, and this looks terrible. I love a good comic, but this just does not look all that good. It does not look all that funny. I cannot really buy the chemistry between O'Brien and Barinholtz. I mean, what are they doing? This is beyond me because they are much talented in this film. But maybe the movie is good. Who knows? But the trailer did not do anything for me there. All right. Last film we got out, we of course, got Carrie Fisher's final movie, Wonderwell. A 12-year-old girl embarks on a journey that transforms her world forever. And this is actually a movie that has pretty much been in the pipeline for, I believe it was like filmed, obviously before Carrie Fisher passed. I think this thing was filmed before Star Wars The Force Awakens came out. Or not Force Awakens, The Last Jedi came out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's. I don't know if like there's any problems with this film or not, but I'll probably still watch it anyway because I do want to watch Carrie Fisher one last time. And I still remember when she passed away in 2016. I was stunned when she passed. Like I was really heartbroken, because obviously I, grew up watching Carrie Fisher in the Star Wars trilogy, and not only Star Wars. I've also loved her in other stuff, like obviously When Harry Met Sally, Family Guy. Carrie Fisher was such an amazing actress, and I don't know if this movie's gonna be good or not, but to be honest, I don't care. I'll probably still watch it because because she's in it, and it's the last time we'll get to see her on screen. So I'll still give this one a go. All right, now that's all the films that we got coming. Now the shows we got premiering, we got FBI True Season 3 coming to Paramount Plus. Which, if you guys don't know much about the series, it's pretty much about like real life FBI's. Which obviously this is taking cue out of the FBI shows that's on CBS, and it's pretty much about real life FBI's explaining their stories and everything. This looks like it could be interesting to check out. All right, on Netflix we got Glamorous, which stars Kim Cattrall. Marco Maja is a young gender non-conforming queer person. Lands a job working for legendary makeup mogul Madeline Addison and tries to revolutionize the fashion industry. And this does star Kim Cattrall, who's also appearing in another show I'll talk about here in a bit. And this was actually a show that was supposed to appear on, I believe, the CW, if I'm not mistaken, but it got moved from the CW and Netflix picked it up. To be honest, the trailer does not look so good. I mean, just does not look anything that appeals to me. I mean, I, I don't mind fashion movies. I do like that wears Prada, but just something about this does not really, you know, like the humor doesn't look right. I mean, maybe the show is good. Maybe I'll give it a go whenever I get a chance to. But yeah, it's just not something for me, I guess. All right. Speaking of Kim Cattrall, we also got And Just Like That season 2 premiering on Max. Of course, this does have Kim Cattrall, who is set to appear as Samantha in only one episode. So yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'm interested in seeing where they're gonna take season 2 at. It's really cool seeing the likes of Sarah Jessica Parker back, and I thought the first season, I'm not really like the world's biggest Sex and City fan, but I thought the show was pretty fine and all. Um, it was pretty much Entourage for women. But I'm intrigued to see where they take this new season 2. It looks as funny. Of course, we got John Corbett coming back in this too, so it's gonna be interesting. All right. Also, game day, we got Secret Invasion. Now, of course, you have Nick Fury, who learns of a secret invasion of Earth by a faction of shapeshifting Skrulls. Fury joins his allies, and together they race against time to thwart an immense Skrull invasion and save humanity. I cannot wait to check this one out. I mean, it is crazy to believe. This is crazy to believe that this is actually the first Marvel show coming to Disney Plus since probably She-Hulk. So that's something. Of course, you got Ben Melson reprising his role from Captain Marvel. You got Mel Clark, Scooter McGavin himself, Chris McDonald's in this. Dermot Mulroney is in this. I mean, talk about a cool cast list. So I'm excited to see where they're going to take the series to. All right. We also got Pokemon Ultimate Journey Season 3 coming to Netflix. That should be interesting to see. Catching Killer Season 3, which comes to Netflix, which is, of course, about pretty much the real life captures of iconic serial killers. So that should be interesting to see. All right. We also on Netflix we got Skull Island, which is about a group of well-meaning, which is of course a King Kong anime series. A group of well-meaning explorers venture out to sea to rescue Annie from the ocean, and in doing so, they find themselves shipwrecked on a perilous Skull Island. Together, they fight for survival. To survive the dangers of the mysterious isles, which is home to the large creatures and terrifying monsters, including King Kong. The voice talent includes Mia Whitman, Darren Bonnet, speaking of Never Have I Ever, Nicholas Cantu, Benjamin Brett, and Betty Gilpin. And the preview for this looks intriguing. I mean, anything King Kong related, I'll just watch in a heartbeat. I like the animation style, so it could be interesting to check out. All right. Now we also got the Bear. We got Swagger season 2 coming to Apple, which of course stars Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and explores the world of youth basketball and the players and their families and coaches who walk the fine line between like dreams and ambition and opportunism and corruption. And the first season was actually really decent. I mean, I guess you could say this is pretty much Ted Lasso, but with basketball, I guess. But it could be interesting to see where they take season 2 at. All right, on Prime Video, we also got I'm a Virgo, which this is an interesting premise. Cootie is a 13-foot tall, 19-year-old black man raised in his aunt LaFrancine and Uncle Matisse in Oakland, California. He is shielded from the outside world until being accidentally discovered by a group of teenage political activists. It does star Jarrell Jerome, of course, from Moonlight fame. You also got Mike Epps, Carmel Jago, Walton Goggins, Brett Gray from All My Block fame, and I gotta say, this trailer looks like the trailer for this looks intriguing. I mean, I don't know how they do the effects, but I think the effects looks interesting. Now, this is actually from the same director who did that movie with damn, his name is. It's from director Bruce Raleigh, who directed that Lakeith Stanfield movie a couple years ago called Sorry to Bother You, which that movie is one of the most weirdest films I have ever seen. I remember watching Sorry to Bother You. I had no idea what the heck was going on. Then that ending, whew, yeah, one of the most weirdest endings I've seen in a film to date. But I'm intrigued to check this one out. It looks like it could be interesting to see. So could be cool. All right, last but not least, maybe the show. You know I'm excited for Secret Invasion. Skull Island looks good. No Hard Feelings looks great. This might be my anticipated thing to premiere this week. And that is The Bear Season 2. I just love the first season. Jeremy Allen White coming off of Shameless is remarkable on the show. He's been getting award love left and right. I believe he won the Golden Globe. He won the Critics' Choice Awards. I think he won the SAG. I could be mistaken there. So yeah, he's been getting lots of award buzz. He might get his first Emmy win. I think he is just amazing on the show. Can always see where they take season 2 at. It's just pretty much Shameless. If let's say Shameless took place in a restaurant or a deli, I should say, not a restaurant, deli, but still. And this show will make you hungry. A lot of guys probably eat while you watch this, because either eat while you watch this or eat either after or before or whatever, because this show will make you hungry. I mean, I've not really been hungry from no entertainment has made me this hungry since probably the Jon Favreau film Chef. So yeah, if you guys have not really watched The Bear, do yourself a favor, go watch it. And believe it or not, season 2 is actually set to premiere on both Hulu and Disney Plus, and Disney Plus in the US, by the way. So that's interesting to see. So I'm definitely excited for The Bear when it premieres. But that is pretty much it. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films or shows are you interested in? Are you interested in No Hard Feelings, Secret Invasion, The Bear season 2, I'm a Virgo? Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry Signer.